Welcome to our super special playground, where the sun always shines and fun is just around the corner. Look at me go! Bowing, bowing, bowing! Bouncing on these squishy mushroom trampolines is my favorite. And there goes my friend, Rose. Whoosh! She's so fast and always full of energy. Over on the grassy hill, there's Pina. She loves to watch us play, sometimes a little quietly. It's true. I just can't help but shout, whoosh! This is so much fun when I'm playing with my best friends like Rosie. Race you to the cloud slide, Avocado! Just then, my thoughtful friend Tony walked in, holding something very special. He looked so proud of his...
Look! It's our wonderful friend Tony. He's made something super special today. A glistening berry pie, warm...
My eyes went ping! When I saw it, a glistening berry pie, warm and yummy. And it wasn't just me. My friends Rose and Pina saw it too. Their eyes grew big and round, just like...
Hello, friends! I made a yummy berry pie for everyone!
Everyone's. I couldn't wait another second. Bowing! I bounced right off my mushroom, eager and cheerful, heading... Rose, with her super playful energy, zoomed in and skidded to a halt right next to Tony. She was just as excited as... With my special leaf spatula, I scooped up a big, eager slice of pie. It looked so perfectly warm. Avocado loved dessert time. With a big smile, she took her very own super-duper yummy slice of... Then, her friend Rose, who loved to play and explore, quickly reached out and took another big slice for herself. Careful! And then, I put the whole pie in... Oh, dear. When Avocado looked over, she saw Tony had only a tiny little piece of pie left. Avocado was still enjoying her delicious big slice of pie, chatting away with Rose. Avocado and Rose were having so much fun. They didn't even notice that their kind friend Tony wasn't... It wasn't until Avocado looked closely that she saw Tony's bright, happy face had changed. His big, kind eyes... Our friend Tony was always so kind and thoughtful. We were all having a wonderful picnic, enjoying delicious treats. My friend Pina, who is always so good at noticing things, saw Tony looking a bit down. She looked over at me and Rose. Tony tried his best to smile, but it wasn't his usual bright, happy smile. It was a little wobbly, like a jelly. Then, very quietly, Tony turned around. He walked away from me and Rose, disappearing behind a big leaf. Suddenly, the happy feeling of our picnic started to feel a little different. It became a tiny bit quiet. After I finished my super yummy pie, I wiped my mouth and let out a happy sigh. That was delicious, I thought. Where did Tonny go? I wanted to tell him how amazing his pie is. Then, over by the edge of the playground, under the sparkly berry bush, I saw him. As I get a little closer, I could see that Tony was all hunched over. And oh dear. I slowly walked over to Tony, my steps very quiet. Why was... Tony, are you okay? What's wrong? Just then, my other friends, energetic Rose and thoughtful Pina, walked up to us. They saw Tony. Rose, with her playful spirit, tried to make Tony smile. She did her silliest wiggle dance, hoping to make him laugh. Avocado loved her friends, especially Tony, who was always so full of cheer. But today, Avocado felt a strange little pang in her heart. Tony, her kind and thoughtful friend, usually had the Avocado wanted to help. She gently placed her hand on Tony's shoulder, closing her eyes to think. Then, Avocado remembered her wise Uncle Mo's words. He always said that sometimes, "Look closely, little one. Their eyes, their shoulders, even their favorite things can tell you a story." Avocado opened her eyes and looked at Tony with new understanding. She saw his eyes, usually so bright. Then, Avocado saw it. Tony's favorite pie, his yummy tomato pie, was completely untouched. I wondered why Tonny looked so quiet today. Even Rose seemed to notice something was different. Look, even Pina, who usually just played by herself, had a tiny worried look on her face when she saw how sad Tonny was. Then, a little memory popped into my head, like a tiny movie playing. I remembered Tonny earlier, and then I remembered another thing. Right after we all happily took our slices of yummy pie, Tonny just quietly—
Wait a minute.
I looked at Roses and Pina, my eyes wide with understanding. It wasn't just about the pie, but about how we made Tonny— Oh my goodness! My heart felt a little ouchy when I realized. Tonny wasn't just quiet, he was sad.
Rose. Pina.
Do you remember when Tonny brought the pie?
Yes.
It was so yummy. I took a super big piece. And I took a super big piece too. But then, a little thought popped into my head. If Rose and I took such big pieces, that meant Tonny, who brought— He tried to say something, but we were so busy talking about pie. Suddenly, Rose's eyes got super wide. A little gasp escaped her. She was remembering it too. Even Pina, our quiet and thoughtful friend, nodded slowly. She'd noticed Tonny looking a little sad earlier. Oh dear. Avocado suddenly felt a little slump in her cheerful spirit. She had just realized, oh no, we made Tonny sad. We made Tonny sad. We were so excited, we didn't think about his feelings. We weren't being very good friends to kind Tonny at all. You're right, Avocado. That wasn't kind at all. But Avocado wasn't sad for long. She looked at Rose and even quiet Pina, and they all shared a determined— With brave little hearts, Avocado, Rose, and Pina began to walk towards Tonny. Their faces showed— My friend Tonny seemed so quiet today. I noticed he looked a little sad, and my heart felt a little sad. Tonny, we are so sorry for our actions. We didn't share properly and completely missed that you were feeling sad. We should have paid much more attention to you, my dear friend Tonny. Yes, we were thoughtless, and we really didn't mean to hurt your feelings, Tonny.
And then, something wonderful happened. Even our friend Pina, who can sometimes be a little shy.
Pina even gave Tonny a tiny, fleeting smile as she gave him the pie. It showed that even when we make mistakes, our friends— Avocado knew exactly what to do. She took her very own yummy pie, a slice she hadn't touched. Avocado looked at Tonny with big, soft eyes. She felt a little fluttery inside. Then, something wonderful happened. Tonny slowly looked up. Avocado watched as a little flicker of surprise.
Tonny could see it, clear as day, in Avocado's big, sweet eyes, and in Rose's and Pina's too. They really, truly felt—
And then, oh joy, A slow, warm, wonderful smile began to bloom on Tony's face, like a
With a grateful nod, Tony carefully took the pie slices, one from Pina and one from Avocado.
And then, the best part. Tony pulled Avocado into the biggest, warmest hug. It was a hug that said, "It's okay, friends. Thank you for understanding. I'm not sad anymore." Soon, all of us,
Me, Rose, Pina, and Tony.
were sitting happily together. Then, Tony shared the rest of the yummy berry pie with all of us, making sure everyone had an equal piece.
I accidentally used salt instead of sugar. The cake tasted like the ocean.
I felt a warm, happy glow deep inside my heart. I realized that when we try to understand how our friends... It's so important to notice and understand our friends' feelings, because when we do, we can help them turn their frowns upside down. Because Avocado learned to listen with her heart, the bond between her and her friends grew even stronger. And now, Avocado, Tonny, Rose, and Pina are all happily playing and sharing in their bright color.
Hello, wonderful friends. Today, our cheerful...
So, Avocado and her friends learned a super important lesson about friendship. It's okay to feel sad, and it's... Now, Avocado waves goodbye with a big, happy smile, knowing that listening with her eyes and heart is the best.
What a wonderful lesson character in Image 1 learned about feelings and friendship. Yeah!